Hi, 8th graders and parents of. My name is Natasha Nelson, and I'm the high school counselor. And the purpose of the video is just to recap the conversations that are taking place in classes today about high school, about graduation requirements, and creating that academic plan that at the end of that plan, if all followed through, will ensure high school graduation requirements are met and a diploma is earned. So I'm going to first direct us to the Spirit Lake homepage and then go to the high school tab down to curriculum guide. I would highly encourage time is spent on this guide so that you have a full understanding of the course options available to you at the high school here, and that it can be considered, whether it be for freshman year or something that can be added into your senior year plan, whatever it might be. So the very first thing listed here are the graduation requirements, and you can see the different categories listed there and the specific number of credits required in that subject area. 8 credits are required in language arts, and for purposes of meeting that, just note that 1 credit is earned per course per semester. We have a English 1 requirement, so 2 credits. That would mean a year-long class. Same thing for English 2 and English 3. Okay, because 2 plus 2 plus 2 is only 6, we still need to get 2 more in there to meet our graduation requirement. If you would go over here to the subject area of language arts on the left-hand side, it's going to showcase all the different English options that we do have. And you can see that there are a variety of courses available. Students need to select at least 2 of those electives so that they can meet their graduation requirement of 8 in language arts. One thing to note would be that as freshmen, there are 2 different English 1 options. One is a standalone English 1, so it runs a period of the day all year long. The other option is this English 1 Earth Science combination course. This is essentially both English 1 and Earth Science requirements in one period together. It is also a year-long course. The difference here is that you are meeting the standards and expectations of both of those graduation required courses in one period. And so it's specifically designed for students that already have strong English and science skills. And beyond that, they're responsible, they're organized, they can manage their time well, because this class is going to go at a quicker pace, and the expectations are that students already have some of those skills that are capable then of performing well. If a student is interested in the combination section, then there is this application here. So you would just, a student would have to fill out this application and submit it. Our high school team then will review and ultimately decide if we feel like that would be a good option for that student or not. Back to then the graduation requirements. The next category is social studies. 2 credits in American history, 2 credits in American government, 1 credit in world. We actually offer 4 different world history courses, and a student is more than welcome to take all 4, but 1 is required. But 2 plus 2 plus 1 is 5, so that 6th one again is an elective option. So by exploring the social studies courses, you can see that there are a lot of courses that aren't specifically required, that they then become an elective option for students to consider. A great one for freshmen would be this geography. It is specifically designed for the freshmen, but it's a good one to take to get some of those core classes, those core credits for purposes of 4-year college, university bound as well. And then science. Science is always an interesting one. Keep note that we do require biology and earth science year-long courses, but that if you would go to the science over here on the left-hand side, there are 4 options listed here. One of those 4 options has to be done in order to meet the science requirements for graduation. So option 1 is a great choice for students who are really just wanting to focus on high school graduation, meeting those requirements, maybe are looking at entering the workforce or enlisting into the military, or are headed to a community school or trade school after high school graduation. There's nothing wrong with option 1. Like I said, it meets our science requirements, and it does open up the door for college when it's considering the 2-year versus the 4-year. Now, for students who are wanting to graduate high school and head straight to a 4-year college or university, options 2, 3, or 4 have to be done. The 4-year colleges and universities are going to want to see either a year of chemistry or a year of physics as part of that academic transcript for those applicants. So 2, 3, and 4 would accommodate that. Keep note that the difference here is that there are this conceptual physics and conceptual chemistry versus a year-long chemistry or a year-long physics. Conceptuals are just going to be that semester versus the year. They're going to cover less content and go more at the superficial level versus the deep level of understanding or the complex concepts that you would get in the year-long chemistry or physics options. Back then to math. Math courses are available for viewing in the math subject area over on the left. Again, these are all options for students, but just keep in mind that there are more prerequisites to the math, just because it tends to be a building blocks type format. So most freshmen are either going to go into pre-algebra or algebra based upon 8th grade teachers' math recommendations. And then from there on, it's pretty staggered as far as which ones they would be eligible for. But 3 years or 6 credits are required for graduation. The next category here then is PE. We do require a student to take PE every year, freshman through senior year, 1 semester. So freshman, 1 semester has to be done. Sophomore year, 1 semester of PE. Junior year, 1 semester of PE. Senior year, we do require all seniors to take a semester of PE, but we do offer a waiver option. So a senior could pick up a waiver if they are out for an athletic team. Marching band would also count for this waiver, and they submit that waiver, then they are exempt or excused from taking PE senior year. If they're not out for an athletic team, or they don't participate in marching band, or they just don't simply turn in the waiver, then we do expect those seniors to take PE. 1 credit in health. This is a freshman year requirement, so most of the freshmen will get this taken care of next year. 1 credit in fine arts. This is a good one to note that there are a few 4-year colleges and universities that actually require 2 credits or a full year in fine arts for admissions purposes. So I always talk to students about not only do you want to focus on high school graduation requirements and meeting those, but you also want to be thinking about what are your plans for after high school. And if you're looking at colleges, what might they require out of you in order to be accepted to that college or university? And fine arts just tends to be one that students forget about and has held students back from being admitted before. So just another example beyond fine arts is the foreign language. So you can see here that we don't have any Spanish or foreign language requirement for graduation, but for 4-year colleges and universities, it is going to be required for admissions. Most of the time it's 2 years, but I encourage those students to take Spanish every year of high school. 2 credits in career tech ed. These are vocational options and pathways for students to explore. We offer business, family consumer science, and industrial technology. We would love to hire an agriculture teacher and offer those classes in-house as well, but currently we do not have an agriculture teacher on staff. If a freshman is very interested in taking some ag classes, we do partner with Okoboji High and can look at some options of how to get that freshman student over to the Okoboji campus. Otherwise, we will continue to inform students and parents of ag classes if that should become available at Spirit Lake. So all of these requirements have to be made, as well as electives to total 48 credits. 48 is the magic number. You have 47, you're not graduating. We have to have 48. And on the flip side, you can have 50 credits, but let's say you missed your fine art credit, then you will not be graduating. So it's meeting all of those graduation requirements that are listed, as well as enough electives to total 48 credits overall. Over here on the right-hand side, I did just create some example templates for students to follow based upon their plans for after high school. So the first one being that, graduating focus, maybe military or a community or trade school. This is great. The next one is for those students who are interested in looking at a four-year college and university right after graduation. You can clearly see noting the foreign language, all 4 years, 4 years of math, and adding in as many core classes throughout as possible. And core meaning English, science, social studies, math, and foreign language. The bottom one here is for those that are doubled up with both vocal music and instrumental music. They just tend to have a more difficult time fitting in all the other requirements. So here are some suggestions of courses of when to take it and ways around not only being able to participate in all of those extracurriculars as well, but meet the graduation requirements on time. The other thing that students are being expected to do is create this 4-year plan. This document was given to all of them today, and we got started. These are the graduation requirements listed right here. I don't necessarily want students to focus on that right now because we will come back to that as they earn credits, but they are completing a practice schedule for both freshman year, sophomore year, junior year, and senior year. As an example, all freshmen are required to take English 1, so they might have listed English 1 there. Or they might have done the Earth Science combination course. So whichever it is for them. Then they're going to go on to listing a math class. Might be algebra, it might be a different level. They're going to fit in that health requirement in a semester of PE, so on and so forth here. So they're listing these for all periods. Essentially, each block here represents a period of the day. We have an 8-period day, and they can have 1 study hall per semester of high school. They are doing their freshman year and then working on to the other 3 years thereafter, making sure that these requirements up here are being met by the end of the 8th semester. I will be coming back into classes next week to work with students more on this and at that point in time answer more questions that they might have. Ultimately, this is a partnership between the student, myself, and you to best support the student academically and to guide the student as well. We want to create challenge for them, exploratory options of finding their interests, their potential career paths, so on and so forth. And so the more we can all work together, the better the plan of the 4 years will be. I think that's about it. But again, feel free to reach out to me. You can call me at my office. You can email me. And I look forward to getting to know your child more and you. And that's it. Thanks, guys.